I'm back.
Okay, we should be good.
Okay, welcome to the October 8th, 2025 full board meeting of Manhattan Community Board 6. My name is Sandy McKee and I am the chair of CB6. This meeting is called to order at 7:02 p.m. Tonight we are joined by First Vice Chair John Keller, Secretary Justin Goldberg, District Manager Jesus Perez, Assistant District Manager Brendan Berth, and Community Coordinator Brian Lafferty. Brian's at the door, I think, letting people in. New York State law requires all community board members who are not able to attend the meeting in person to have their cameras on and their first and last name displayed from the time the meeting is called to order until the time the meeting is adjourned. We observe the following ground rules. Do not speak until granted the floor. Please raise your hand and wait for me to recognize you. We have microphones at the front, 2 microphones today, and we'd like you to come to those to speak, please. It is important that only one person speaks at a time so that members of the public watching at home can understand what is being said. You will come to the microphone once you're recognized. The chat function should not be used for CB6 business or questions about agenda topics. Members of the public, if you wish to give remarks during the public session and have not already registered by filling out a form, you can register to speak in the public session on Zoom by using the Q&A feature and posting your name, your affiliation, and what topic you wish to speak about. Or if you are here in person and want to speak in the public session, you need to fill out our public speaker form, which is near the sign-in sheets for the CB6 newsletter, and this needs to be done by 7:15. The agenda for tonight's meeting was distributed ahead of time by the board office, was posted online, and appears on the screen before you. If there is no objection, we will adopt the agenda as stated. If you object to adopting the agenda, you may raise your hand. Seeing no, seeing no objections, the agenda for tonight's meeting is adopted. Justin will now take attendance by roll call.
We'll now take attendance by roll call. Board members, when your name is called, please say present.
Ready?
Tanya Arias.
Present.
Kyle Tide. Neil Barclay.
Present.
Marty Barrett. Elby Barroso.
Present.
Daniel Bernstein.
Present.
Liz Burr.
Present.
Jim Collins.
Here.
Stuart Desser.
Present.
Beatrice Disman.
Is she online?
She's having issues with the Zoom link.
We'll go back to her then.
Maya Donahue. Robert Fairfan. Barack Friedman.
Present.
Jason Fromowitz.
Present.
Eric Goldberg. Justin Goldberg. Present. Gloria Hage.
Present.
Rabia Iqbal.
Present.
Paige Judge.
Present.
Rupal Kakad.
She's not here.
John Keller.
Present.
Kate Kennedy.
Present.
Katie Landa.
Present.
Sandra Leftoff.
Present.
Anton Molnar.
Not here.
Not here.
Sandra McKee.
Present.
Alec Militic.
Present.
Richard Mintz.
Present.
Kevin O'Keefe.
Present.
Reshma Patel.
Present.
Stephen Perez. Will Perry. Omer Qureshi.
Present.
Miriam Roth. Michael Ann Rowe.
Absent.
Lauren Shire.
Present.
Ann Seligman.
Here.
Sandra Sherrod. Mubin Siddiqui.
Present.
Letty Simon.
She should be excused. I sent a letter in.
She's excused.
Letty,
Mark Thompson.
present.
Gabriel Turzo.
Present.
Kat Valero.
Present.
James Vera.
Present.
Jerry Weinstein,
Present.
Sarah Whittington,
Present.
David Woods,
Present.
and Shua Zhao.
All right, with 35 members duly present, we do have quorum.
Our elected officials sent in their reports ahead of time and they are compiled on the CB6 website. The link to the reports was sent out ahead of time as well, and for your convenience can be found in the chat on Zoom or by going to our website's page for full board meetings. I will call on each of the elected officials who have RSVP'd so that they can take questions from CB6 members and the public about their pre-submitted reports. Each elected official will be able to field questions. If there are no questions, we will move to the next official on our list. If an elected official has a time-sensitive matter to report on that didn't make it into their pre-submitted report, they will have 3 minutes to do so. We do expect our congressman to join us this evening, maybe later. So we'll move on to Joanna Sanchez, who's number 1 tonight. Oh, okay, great. Wendy Brennan from Senator Kruger's office.
Hi, I just want to report on 2 quick things. We have an upcoming virtual event next week on October 14th from 2 to 3:30. It's on the federal impact for older adults to cuts in Medicare and Medicaid. The link is in my report. And we do have a live event on October 28th, an older adult resource fair. It's from 11:30 to 2:30 at Lenox Hill Neighborhood House, and the information is also in the newsletter. Thank you, and it's good to see all of you.
Do we have any questions? Anne, if you could please go to the microphone.
Yeah, hi, I just want to say I went to. Hi, I just want to say I attended the webinar yesterday on Medicare and it was great. So thank you very much for that. And for those of us here who are eligible, like this is a great resource and you should be aware.
And you can call the office. We can send you a link if you didn't register. It is the guy from the Department of for the Aging is terrific.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much. Next, we have Peyton Schulteis from Senator Gonzalez's office.
Hi, I just have one quick thing I wanted to add into the report. I'm sure you're all aware, last month the CAC voted down the proposed casino at Freedom Plaza. The senator feels similarly. The senator is very happy with this outcome. She, is very aware of the immense community opposition to this proposal. Is very happy that the CAC made this decision. And also, thank you, Sandy, for serving on the CAC.
And Reshma as well from our.
Thank you. And appreciate all of the board's work around this issue as well. Happy to take any questions.
Do we have any questions for the senator's office? Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have Christian Williams from the mayor's office.
Hi, Wendy. I'm so sorry. It should say Jasper Diaz. First of all, I want to thank you so much for having me. I'm the new Manhattan Borough Director, the Mayor's Community Affairs Unit. Robin Ford sends her regards, and she's now with First Deputy Mayor Randy Mastro's office. Some of you may not know me. I did put my contact information in the chat. If you ever need any assistance for the city regarding any issues, have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And I will be sure to submit a report to the system for the next meeting.
Great. Do we have any questions for the mayor's office? All right, thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much.
Next, we have Patrick Hill from Councilmember Power's office.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me virtually. I don't have anything to add to our report. Just want to highlight that we have a free bike helmet fitting event happening on October 18th in Stuytown from 11 to 2:30 p.m. 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. It'll be at Playground 9, and we have info that we can send over to the community board staff as well, in case they want to share it with folks.
Do we have any questions for Keith Power's office? Great, okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Next, we have Curtis Young from the Public Advocate's Office. Curtis has his hand raised. Maybe Curtis, you're having issues with the Zoom? We can.
Curtis, you may speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, oh, you can hear me. Okay, but you can't see me. Let's see if I can start my video. This video is not permitted.
We tried to promote you, but you kept declining. So unless you accept, we can't see your video. So
Oh, okay. If you want to try again, I can try, but I can also just wing it.
just-
No problem.
Okay, well, thank you all. Once again, it's great to be here with CB6. Just a few updates. Apologies for not submitting the report in advance. I'm trying to get better at that in advance. I will do my best for November. But I just wanted to share that this month, the governor extended an executive order that allows pharmacists to continue administering COVID-19 vaccines, providing access to all New Yorkers who wish to be vaccinated. Just information for the city, the executive order will be in place for another 30 days and is a part of Governor Hochul's first fight against Washington's new COVID rules. So that's very good news that we can share with all New Yorkers. Also, New Yorkers can still sign up for their updated COVID-19 vaccination by visiting nyc.gov/COVID Express. As far as legislative updates, recently the public advocate spoke at a hearing of the Committee on Mental Health, Disabilities, and Addiction at City Hall regarding the need for a robust 988 infrastructure, calling for improvements and investments that integrate with Be Heard and other intervention programs. He believes that the city must invest in crisis response hotline and expand its response services to New Yorkers. Also, currently as many of you have seen in the newspaper, currently at 26 Federal Plaza, ICE has been detaining immigrants in inhumane, abusive conditions and attacking individuals, including journalists inside the building. As you saw, elected officials were also arrested recently. And last month, the U.S. court granted an injunction that would improve conditions for people detained by ICE at 26 Federal Plaza. And as you know, the next day after that injunction, the public advocate and others were arrested there. So the fight continues. We have a few upcoming events. You can follow them by visiting our event page and also sign up for our newsletter and other information there. I'm happy to take any questions.
Do we have any questions for the public advocate? No, we don't this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jerry Nadler, our congressman, has joined us. Please. Welcome to CB6.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As you know, the government is shut down now. The Republicans, well, let me tell you what's at stake first. $1 trillion in healthcare funds. $1 trillion for Medicaid, leaving 16 million people uninsured. Hospitals, community health centers closing. And remember, we live in New York City. The hospital closes, we go to a different hospital in Manhattan. If you're in a rural area, and the hospital 5 miles away closes, you may have to go 75 miles. And on the way there, you could die. Because if it's an emergency situation. Now, the Republicans don't want to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. And this means that the cost would go up about 115%. So a 60-year-old couple making $80,000 would have a medical, an insurance cost increase of $17,000 on an $8,000 couple's income. Now, this is ridiculous. Now, the Republicans say, well, we'll work that out. Vote for the continuing resolution. reopen the government or work that out. Except that the enrollment period starts November 1st, and people are already getting their notices, which include these huge increases. In addition to which, the Republicans say, well, pass a clean CR. And we'll talk about it later. Besides the objection I just said, we passed a clean CR back in March. And Chuck Schumer, you may recall, got a lot of criticism for that. But we passed the clean CR in March. It expired last week, September 30th. The president wouldn't negotiate until September 30th. And there's no way you're going to reach a five-corner deal. By five-corner deal, I mean the president, the majority minority leaders, the Senate, the speaker, and minority leader of the House. And that's what you have to do. There's no way you're going to do that in less than 1 day. So this is going on. The Republicans are trying to say, well, you know, we'll take care of it. No, they won't take care of it. We tried that once. And, you know, there's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We've been through that. Now, the government shutdown aside, the administration is taking it out, trying to hurt blue states. So they have canceled, they say on grounds of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, which they're opposing. They have canceled the Second Avenue subway extension and the Gateway Tunnel project. Now, I take this personally because I did a lot of work to get funding for those. I'm on the Transportation Committee. But that's $18 billion. It's 300,000 commuters. And if one of those tunnels were to fail, the economic impact would spread throughout the country. Starting with the Northeast, would spread throughout the country. Now, why are they doing this? They say it's DEI, that's not the real reason. They're canceling projects all over the place in blue states only. So we're dealing with people who behave dishonorably, and we have to stand our ground. There's no way around it. And that's all I can say. Are there any questions?
Tanya, would you like to go first? The microphone over here.
And thank you enough for all that you do, and thank you for being here. How does this end?
I don't know. Nobody knows how this ends.
Lives at stake.
Lives at stake, but no one knows how it ends.
Gabe.
Thank you. In your opinion, is this a tactic or the end game for them? They trying to kill the projects?
I think they're trying to kill some of the projects. I don't know that they're trying to kill all of them, but it's unknowable. It's just hard to believe they want to kill all the projects that they're threatening. It would really hurt the country in so many ways. But maybe they do.
Jerry?
Thank you so much. Did you and your staff have a chance to read the Guardian op-ed by Tom Monaghan today about a blue state compact? It's generating a fair amount of discussion.
No, I haven't seen it.
Just in brief, is what it sounds like. Massing and everything from theatricality to having an oppositional framework about what to do for this moment.
Well, sounds like a good idea. I have to look into it more. Sounds like a good idea. I mean, I hate to see the country split into two halves. We went through that in 1861.
B, you have a question? Please go ahead.
I do, yes. Good evening, Congressman. I do have a question of two issues that have come up. One is the fact of firing some of the non-essential employees that are being threatened. And second is the threat not to uphold the law that provides the back pay for those that were, working and deemed non-essential. Any comments or thoughts about those issues?
That would, people who are deemed essential by the president, like air traffic controllers, have to work and will get paid later. People deemed not essential, stay home and get paid later. And the president's threat to deny some of the people pay is simply illegal. There's a law, I forget the title of the law, that says that the people must get paid, all of them. This law was signed into law by President Trump in his first term.
Do we have any other questions for the congressman?
Oh, then in that case, thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Following our congressman, we now have Harvey Epstein. Our assembly member. And Jim, sorry, if you don't mind.
And we should just give the Congressman, Congressman Nadler for decades has served our city, and really he deserves a round of applause. Thank you for everything you do in Washington, what you've done in Albany, and what you've done for our city. Your leadership has been amazing. So I wanted to come this month because I know the casino was a big issue that we've been talking a lot. I want to thank my rep who happens to be sitting in the back. Rashma, thank you for all your work. I know it's a lot of hours, a lot of work, but I know you did what you could to represent our community well. And I think the outcome really rose to the values of what this community needed and really spoke for our neighbors. So thank you for all your work. We are, as the Congressmember said, in really troubling times. Let's be honest about that. Yeah. We are likely to see military, National Guard, troops on our streets. And we just need to be prepared for that. It feels like an eventuality. So I think we need to be thoughtful about what we do over the next couple of months. We need to be caring about our neighbors and our friends and our loved ones. And we need to stick together to know that people of goodwill are going to do the best they can during difficult times. And think about this country and its history. Even over the last 100 years, people have lived through really difficult times before us. They got up every day. They did what they could to make the world a little less bad. And it's our responsibility in these difficult times to do the same thing. We have to be optimistic that the world's going to be a better place at some point. I'm just not sure in the next 3 years we'll see it. But it doesn't mean we can't keep fighting and standing up for what we believe in. The last thing I'll say is, well, it's October of 2025. This may be my last meeting as an assembly member representing this community. I just wanted to thank you for your partnership, your friendship, your work, your commitment to this community. It really takes all of us. People know I've said that I served on my community board for 14 years, chair of lots of committees, including chair of the board. None of that is easy. It takes someone who cares deeply about their neighborhood to give in that way. So I just wanted to thank you all and thank you for your work. And if the chair says there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I just wanted to wish you a happy new year and thank you for doing your work.
And thank you, Harvey.
Yes, thank you. We have any questions for the assemblyman?
All right, well, thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Next, we have Julie Rowland from Assemblymember Boraz's office.
She's here.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. Hi.
Hello, everyone. First things first, I'm Julie Rowland, I'm the new district director. So, I'm the new district director for Assemblymember Morris, so, maybe you've seen Sophie or some of our other staff members, I'm gonna be
That one's acting up.
getting acclimated, but today's my third day, so please be nice. Would love to meet you all and hope to be in person at these meetings as much as possible, so please grab me, talk to me. This is my third day in the job and my third day in New York, so really, like, I want to hear all about, I've been, like, my mom is from New York, my sister lives in New York, I finally made it home after the military, but I would love to get to know this community through your eyes, so please talk to me, tell me your experiences. Really excited about that. But now I'm gonna get to the announcements. One is Assemblymember Boris and his wife have happily given birth to a new baby boy, Charlie, August 16th. Everyone is healthy. They're taking some time, obviously, but thank you all for your well wishes there. And then wanted to give an update on the telemarketing bill. So our office passed a bipartisan legislation that nearly doubled the max fine for the do not call list violations. That was in 2023, so we put together a report to see how that's been doing, how people have been responding to the new enforcements. And we found that in the decade before the law, there were 2 fines that exceeded 100,000, but since it took effect, we've already had 10. So what that means is sending a really clear message that we will enforce those fines if you violate the do not call. So making sure you guys don't get bothered, and if you do, that there's the proper consequences. I want to let you know, we have a shred truck tomorrow morning. We'll be hosting that from our district office. That's at 40th and Lex, but 353 Lexington. That's from 9 till noon. If you got stuff to shred, please come by. If you just want to hang out, okay. And then also we are offering notary services Monday through Thursday from 10 till 2. That's also at district office. Other than that, we've got, a lot of this should probably be on the form that we sent. And I know we'll be, answering some more legislative questions on the 23rd meeting, or whatever that meeting is. So anyway, if you have any questions for me now, I'll stick around. Yes.
Notary services free or not?
Believe they're all free. Yeah.
It can range wildly.
No, we've got someone on our staff who went through the program. Yeah, please come by.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Great, thank you so much. Look forward to working with you.
Great, thank you for coming.
Thanks so much.
Hey. Next, we have Spencer Kuhn from Council District 2. Oh, you're here. Hi. Probably this one.
Good evening, everyone. I have just a couple of quick announcements. I just want to say that the New York City Council District 2 office is still open, even though the former council member has departed. We still have staff in the office every day of the week from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're checking all the emails, the phones, so definitely continue to reach out if you need assistance with anything city or council related. I also wanted to flag that there are some upcoming ballot proposals that will appear on the ballot this November. They were drafted by the Mayor's Charter Revision Commission, and many of them relate to land use and housing. It would take a long time to go into detail about the potential impacts of all of these proposals, but I brought some palm cards. I implore everyone to scan the QR code with the website, go through them. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to our office. And yeah, happy to answer any questions.
Tanya, do microphone.
You may want to announce that on the 15th, there's going to be also a sort of town hall regarding those questions.
Yes, there's also Charter Revision Commission town halls coming up. Unfortunately, our office can't release communications right now. We're kind of limited in what communications we can release. So please check out the palm cards, check out the website. The website is whatsonmyballot.nyc. That has information on all the proposals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No, we're good. Okay, thanks very much.
Right.
Okay. All right, has anyone signed up to speak? in
They have.
Public session.
They have. We have 4 people signed up. First one, Rebecca Carter from the New York County Defender Services, who would like to provide information on a Know Your Rights training that her organization offers. Ms. Carter, are you here? I do not see you online. Going once, going twice in the room. All right, then we'll move on. Stephanie Hill, a parent of a student at the UN International School, who wishes to speak about issues with homeless individuals near the school. Ms. Hill, are you here? I do not see her in the room. All right. Next on the, I do not see her online either, but next on the list is Nicolette Ramirez, a resident of Manhattan Community District 6, who wishes to speak about homelessness near East 23rd Street and the FDR Drive, as well as the intersection there. Ms. Ramirez, you have 3 minutes to give your remarks. You may begin your remarks now.
Hi, I think I'm speaking also for the parent of Eunice. I'm also a parent of Eunice. So it's about the traffic situation and the homelessness situation. I'll just read what I prepared. I hope it's 3 minutes. But basically, we need people to take responsibility for the homeless situation. Right now, it's cleared. This past week, somebody took the initiative. I think we've been in touch with Ben Jacobs, with Keith Powers' office. I think the school, as well as community members like myself. But basically, we want someone to regularly keep an eye out for people who are not just homeless, but who also need mental health care. Because we've had incidents at the school. Just a week or two ago, a child was hit in the head with a bottle by a homeless person. Whether they're mentally disturbed or not, we don't know. Also, we need either traffic signs, because on the intersection of 23rd and the FDR, there's the bike path by the gas station, and there's no sign there for the bikers to slow down. So the people have the cross sign, but the bikers just keep going. It's also the same with the cars turning the corner there. There's a blind spot, so the people on the north side of 23rd crossing FDR have the cross sign, but the cars coming around have no idea that the people are crossing. I spoke to the person at Eunice who's in charge of security. He said if he had to keep track of all the bike, pedestrian, car incidents, he would have a non-stop job 24/7. So we need some attention on that area for the homeless, for the mental health, and for the traffic situation. I think that's it.
Thank you for your remarks.
Jason wants to respond. Jason is the chair of our transportation committee. Jason Frommer.
Yeah, I'm interested concerns about pedestrian safety and bike safety on that intersection, 23rd and FDR. We're aware of the situation there. We've been advocating with the DOT to make some changes and improvements. They've unfortunately been resistant to making any immediate changes given the construction that's going on in that area under the ESCR parallel conveyance project. We'll continue to advocate with them to make those changes as that project's, I believe, ramping up. And we have a meeting tomorrow with the new Manhattan Borough Commissioner where intend to bring this up again to continue to advocate changes there. So we're aware of the situation with traffic there and also trying to make some improvements.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list is Jorge Vargas, a resident of this district who wishes to speak to the board about traffic safety and homeless encampments. Mr. Vargas, you have 3 minutes to make your remarks. You may begin now.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Jorge Vargas, and I came here in 1977 at the age of 7. And I've lived in Simonson Town on 20th Street. And I remember my first day of school crossing 23rd Street in FDR, the one we were talking about just previously. And cars would zoom past 23rd Street, off cars come up down to FDR North, and would cheat and light the race down through FDR side streets. Those off-car ramps from the south would also beat the light and speed across. I went to Eunice for many years and I avoided the cars, and I saw various accidents personally and heard of others. 48 years later, my 6-year-old daughter and I make the same journey home to United Nations schools every day. And as I cross the street and see hundreds of children and parents cross that street, I see that this dangerous intersection is even more dangerous. And now, according to New York City data, there's 1,000 cars passing there just during 8 and 9 a.m. I come here to ask for your help to really push this through because I want to avoid future accidents, and I hope I never or anyone who has have to come back to report on the death of a young child or a parent. So simple solutions can really help us. I heard that you guys are talking for the construction. I have not seen construction. And in fact, there was a cutting ribbon ceremony probably a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully that's done. But this is a very dangerous intersection. And I believe that there's many simple solutions we can put in place, like, crosswalk signs, bumps in the road. Even when the police are there, cars still avoid and basically pass through intersections. So I do look upon the various boards here, members, to please do something. I know that on January 8th, Matt McLeod came here as a resident of CB6 as well to present the same case for Eunice, as well as the British International School. And we need to do something very quickly before something bad happens. Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks, Mr. Vargas. That concludes the speakers list for tonight.
Thank you. The minutes from the September, excuse me, the minutes from the September 10th full board meeting were distributed to board members ahead of time by the board office. If there is no objection, we will adopt the minutes as drafted. Board members, if you object to adopting the minutes, you may raise your hand. Seeing no objections, the minutes from the September 10th full board meeting are adopted. They will soon be available on the CB6 website. Chair's report. So John and I have reached out to our fellow Manhattan community boards regarding the Charter Revision Commission's proposals that will appear on November's ballot. And as we heard from our District 2 office, 4 of our other community boards have expressed interest in co-hosting a forum to help ensure that the public is well informed of the proposals. As we proceed, all boards understand that we must not act in a way that attempts to influence the outcome of the election. That's against the law. We're not allowed to do that. But we do feel that a public forum sponsored by CB6 and other community boards will provide a full and fair opportunity for all concerned to be informed on the importance of these ballot measures. So yes, it's ballot measure 2, 3, and 4. It's complicated. It really needs a very thoughtful review, and we're hoping to do that before Election Day. So if you can, this may be the first one that we have, but we may have others. We had a presentation on the upgrades to the 34th Street parking area last night and the improvements that the Parks Department is making to the space. It's called an interim open space, with the understanding that the area needs to be considered holistically as part of the Greenway system. But they are installing some improvements to the 34th Street area, and they're doing it very quickly. This is sort of a record-breaking installation, so it's great. The board office is sending out a notice from the Independent Budget Office, which is a non-partisan city agency that improves budget transparency through analyzing budget and policy data. They'll be hosting a webinar on October 20th at 12. I recommend attending. They gave a presentation at Borough Board, which was really well received, very informative. And the borough president also has leadership training sessions that are extremely helpful coming up. I think everybody received the notice regarding that, their sessions. Okay, good. I see a few nods. It went right over, right? I understand that the history of some of our long-term issues that the board has been dealing with may be difficult to access. So it's helpful to go back to past meetings. Zoom is our friend in this case. I know you're all looking for something to do late at night. Go back and look at those past meetings. And also take a look at the resolutions that have been passed. And if you have a very specific issue that you would like to know something about, the Airtable allows you to search very well. And I think we can search our minutes as well using.
We have a minutes database on our homepage. So you can find minutes for all the meetings, assuming they were submitted. and links to the video, agenda, presentations. And then we, of course, have the Reso tracker, which hopefully everyone is very familiar with.
So, and I know last meeting we heard about why isn't our east side waterfront as nice as the west side? And if you go back, you'll see that we've been working on this for a long time. And so if there's a specific issue, you can kind of check out what our advocacy has been and maybe have some ideas for what else we can do. So, all right. And if you do have a very specific issue, you can always ask the chair of the committee or speak to me about any history that we have. Okay, and our district manager, who I neglected to ask last month if he had a report, said he's going to waive, but I'll let him say that himself.
Mercifully, I will waive.
Okay, and now our treasurer, B. Disman, will give her report.
So mine will be short, also in the interest of time. So according to the Crystal report received for September, in October, CB6 is budgeted $627,663 for the fiscal year. However, this includes $145,901 for street fairs, and the street fair money actually went up this month because we were paid in September $5,590. We've already encumbered or liquidated about $259,220, and it leaves us unencumbered money of $368,442. I just want to alert everyone, it's very, very tight budget last year. As a matter of fact, we had to dip into street fair money, and we don't anticipate that this year will be any different. It is extremely tight. So we have to be extremely careful in what we're doing, but the budget doesn't give us a lot of leeway. Sandy, if anyone has any questions?
Do you have any questions for our treasurer? Jason?
Sorry, just out of curiosity, mostly, what is the implication of dipping into the street fair money, and why do we not want to do that?
Well, we have a resolution from the executive committee that street fair money can be used for the benefit of the community board or interest within the community board setting. We have been saving the money from the street fair because of the budgets and the tightening of the budgets and the desire to have the staffing that we have. But we had no choice but dipping in because of the different salaries and what we have as staffing. So we have the right by executive committee resolution, but we need to remember once the money is gone and the budget is tight, we have no leeway.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you. We've now arrived at our committee reports and resolutions. Members of the public, please note that during this section of the meeting, we only recognize questions from members of the board. The CB6 staff emailed the digital ballot to all members. Please click on the link in your email that the office sent to open the ballot, select your name from the drop-down list, and vote on each resolution when they are presented. Do not hit submit until later in the meeting after the final resolution has been presented and discussed. After you have indicated all your votes on your ballot, you can submit it. You will not be able to submit the ballot unless you vote on every resolution. If you plan on abstaining, select abstain and note that this will count as a negative vote in the final count. Final vote counts will be announced after the second roll call. If any part of our voting procedure is unclear, please raise your hand and we will address your question. All right, so first up, we have Steve Perez, Chair of Budget and Governmental Affairs.
Thank you, Sandy. Good evening, everyone. So we have a resolution from our committee, which is presenting our capital and expense budget request for fiscal year 2027. Every committee should be familiar with the request they submitted. I do want to point out that this year, with the approval of the executive committee, we went through an in-depth review of all of the requests and went through a process to say that if the requests that were very old and outdated or were not specific enough, we removed them. That was, done in the committee meeting. So happy to answer any questions.
Marty.
Could be noted that over the years, some things take 20 years to get funded. So it's quite possible that we're eliminating things that we've been working on forever.
Marty, did you have anything specific you wanted to address? No,
No,
okay,
it's just,
okay,
it is what it is.
all right, thank you. Alec,
I'd like to make a motion to re-include affordable housing funding as part of our capital funding request. I watched the YouTube recording and I agree with a lot of the points that the committee made. And I think that this issue is just too important for us to not include as a budget request this year. We've included it as budget requests in years past. And this city has always responded saying that they support this. And I think that this is something that we should include going forward.
so that's a
Second.
second. So, I think we have the text up for what the proposal was for including affordable housing. If you'd like to take a minute to read that, can everybody see it? No, right?
I can maybe just summarize the way that we read it as a committee. It's a very good needs statement of the need for affordable housing. But it's not really a budget request, and that's what mystified us about why we're submitting a needs statement we're asking for a capital allocation from HPD. And I don't see how HPD can respond to this in any way that they've ever responded, which is we support it and we will try to accommodate within our resources. So if that's the kind of response we want, happy to submit it again, but I'm not sure what the goal is of submitting a needs statement as a budget request when it's not a budget request.
Kat?
Not to get into the weeds, but I'm just, and I did not, with all due respect, watch the committee meeting, but, recognizing that there were some proposals from Health and Environment and a couple others that were from this, I totally understand. But in your opinion, does the Budget and Governing Committee have like a template or a proposal of how to structure a budget request that isn't like, as you said, a need statement that would be under strong consideration under the entity that makes that decision?
So there was some offline discussions that happened over the summer between me and the committee chairs where I was asking questions and giving them ideas about how to make their budget requests more specific. Some of I mean, obviously some issues are so difficult, but perhaps the committees didn't meet over the summer, so it is not possible to necessarily come up with a great solution for this meeting. But there's now, so we don't have any more time to sort of, and I know that the housing committee is looking at getting all the specific reports and data they need to be able to structure their requests, but we just aren't there yet. So, I mean, every committee has different, it's hard to say there's one kind of formula for different committees will have very different kinds of requests. But there was a dialogue over the summer about suggestions and ways to, so for the housing specifically, it was who is the housing for? What is affordable housing and where? I mean, that would be a budget request.
Marty?
Now that we've decided that after 20 years of that pit, we weren't going to do anything with it, by getting rid of the need in the community for affordable housing, we're telling our elected officials that we don't want them to come up with any ideas or any money to fill that pit with affordable housing. So by getting rid of this budget request, we're just saying, oh, forget about it. I think we should keep it.
Gabe, and
The
then,
other thing I want to point out is that there's a narrative that goes with goes along with the budget request. And the top need for the housing committee is still affordable housing, and it has all of the information in there. It's just not a budget request because we don't have anything specific for fiscal year 27.
Gabe?
You stole my rebuttal. That was what I was gonna say. We were quite explicit in the need for affordable housing in the statement of district needs.
Alec?
To piggyback off of Marty's point, this is also an endorsement to the city that this is something that we need and it's something that we support. It's not just a budget request, it also can double as the statement of needs and reinforce, especially as we're going to see some new elected officials take office next year, that this is something that we wanted and continue to want going forward.
Jim, and
I've been in favor for greater specificity in all of these budget requests for as long as I can remember. This particular one should speak to demographics and the amounts that will be required to suit our community district. That said, there's a huge amount of money now that was passed in the budget, I guess 2 years ago, the state budget, that was intended for affordable housing. If we drop this matter now, I think officials will say, oh, they don't need it, let's reallocate it to somewhere else. That's my view, just how somebody would likely interpret it. For that reason, I support the amendment.
And B has her hand raised. B, please go ahead.
Thank you. So you have to look at the responses that come into the Capitol. And what you don't want, a response that we've been getting to this is, yes, we support it, but there's no specificity. Unless you ask for specificity, it's not a budget request. It's more of a need statement. So I don't support putting something as generalized as that no one could really respond to because we're not giving details or data. Thank you.
And I just want to make sure everybody is reading the text that was the request, which does, I think, have some specificity. So I know we're speaking here about this as sort of a very abstract idea, but I do think there are some pretty specific details listed in the ask. And sorry, who else would like to speak? Tanya, and then we'd like to go ahead and vote. So.
I was part of that very brisk discussion in the budget. If you watched the film, you would have seen it. I also was one of the ones that wanted to keep it as one of the needs, but I think that this is a call to arms to start really defining what affordable housing is. And I think the problem is that when we throw out something as broad as affordable housing, we end up with all kinds of poisoned pills being thrown back at us, such as, okay, we'll give you affordable housing, but here's a casino. Oh yeah, we'll give you affordable housing, but we're gonna take away all ULUR or any other form of community involvement because we haven't been specific enough. And I think it's a call to arms for us to be far more specific and be fully educated that affordable housing is not just, 50% of a building with rentals. Affordable housing takes on many, many different forms, and we need to be a little more serious about how we approach it.
Daniel, and then we'll get back to Mark.
I guess something that I'm a little confused about, and it's probably because I'm new here, is like really the drawback of getting the response that says, yes, we support this, thank you for putting it in there. Like, I feel like if there's any risk at all of the interpretation that Jim said, then it would be dangerous to not include it. And to the point that, we're opening up a door for like negative repercussions by being too specific. I feel like that's not like you can read that and how they respond to it. And if they respond to it by saying that this is, something they're on board with and something that they want to keep pushing, and they're not sort of responding to by saying like they're all of these other externalities, then that's not in there, is how I kind of see that. But I'm new here still, and so I don't really know, like maybe there is a specific drawback to having that sort of bland response, but I'm struggling to sort of see what it is.
Marty, did you want to say something?
A little background on what the budget requests do. Granted, the responses that we get are from the agencies, but the elected officials use the budget requests for what and where they are going to work. That they may or may not read what is going in our other documentation, but they look through the lines to see what is in the budget request. When we finish here, our chair then will be going to the borough board in December, where the chairs of the 12 community boards of Manhattan will all be presenting to the Manhattan Borough President what in fact they need in their communities. Those issues which are indicated through many of the community boards are the ones that the borough board then puts on their budget priorities. If we don't say that we want something, we won't be included in whatever the borough board then is looking to present money for it. So by cutting out things that have been there for a while, that some other committees, some other community boards then find is necessary, those are the kinds of things that get funded. And again, it's the elected officials more so than the specific agencies that will be funding these things. The specific agencies will be doing more in regards to expense budgets, because those are items that are 50,000, or maybe it's 75 now, and up to 5 years worth of use. The electeds and then above them, the state electeds are the ones who will be allocating the funds for things like affordable housing. If we don't want it, we won't get it.
Just in response to that, I think if you watched the video, I did advocate that we keep this on the list. One of the things that the borough president was extremely proud of last year was that every community board listed affordable housing as their #1 need. So there is, as Marty says, there's something good about working together across many boards. Again, I respect that the committee voted on this, but I really do think it's important to have this listed. So Anne had her hand up, and then we have B and Jim, and then we'll vote. Please, we've had a pretty robust discussion.
Yeah, I'm stuck a little bit on the distinction between a district needs statements and the budget requests. And the impact that has on the elected officials, because I completely agree with what you say, Marty, that the agencies respond to what the electeds want. It is an influence, it's an important influence. And so but if we're presenting it as a district need, in some ways, that to me overrides, if we don't have a really specific request, then isn't it more we're stating a need than stating, making a specific request? And I have to say too about things dropping off, sometimes things drop off because the need is not as strong or the issue has been resolved in other ways. So it's not just that we drop stuff.
And I might just, in response to that, so far this is conjecture. We don't really know what the what our elected officials consider more important, the district needs or the budget requests. Maybe,
I meant to ask one other thing. If this. Well,
my actual question is if this goes on, does something have to come off?
no,
No.
and Jim, and then I'd like to go ahead and vote. I think we've had quite a bit of discussion.
Sandy, what are we voting on? Are we voting on the end?
And I'm sorry, B, we'll let you speak. You had your hand up. Go ahead, Jim.
I would just like to state that I think there's little to no risk of keeping things as they are, going the status quo, and then next year, because none of this is gonna be resolved by then, next year going ahead and doing a thorough analysis of our housing needs, what percentage of our population is rent burdened, which can be determined from the Department of City Planning website, and we can put that up and set it up as a specific budget request. And unless somebody else is speaking, then I'd call the question.
B, did you have?
I had a process question. I assume what was just said was an amendment to what we have. And
Yes.
therefore you need to vote on the amendment before you vote on the resolution. I was just pointing out the process.
Right, yes, so the vote is to amend the resolution to include affordable housing with the text that was put on the screen. So
Point of information, what happened with the ranking?
we're proposing to just put it as number one and everything else goes down. There was a discussion at the meeting that the ranking isn't necessarily, I let Steve explain that.
I mean, it depends on who's looking at it, right? If it's an elected official, maybe they look at all the rankings, but each agency will get only their list. So if it's only one request for an agency, it doesn't matter where it is in the priority list.
So we will have a roll call vote. And yes, Jesus
This will
will
be in putting affordable housing as number one.
at number one.
All right, so as was mentioned, we are now about to conduct a roll call vote to determine whether the resolution on our budget requests will be amended to include as the number one capital request, more affordable housing. I will call your name. You will say whether you are in favor or whether you are opposed. If you are in favor, you want the resolution amended to include affordable housing, number one capital request. If you are opposed, you want the resolution to stay exactly as it is. Is that clear?
Yeah.
We'll move on. All right, Tanya Arias.
In favor.
Thank you. Kyle Athiad. I do not think is here. Neil Barclay.
In favor.
Thank you. Marty Barrett.
In favor.
Thank you. Elvie Barroso.
In favor.
Thank you. Daniel Bernstein.
In favor.
Thank you. Liz Burr.
In favor.
Thank you. Jim Collins.
Aye.
Thank you. Stu Desser.
Favor.
Thank you. B. Disman.
Abstain.
We didn't give you that as an option.
On a procedural matter. In a procedural matter, it has to be one or the other, so.
So I'll vote nay.
Nay,
Okay.
okay.
Maya Donahue is not here. Robert Farfan has not arrived. Barack Friedman.
In favor.
Okay, Jason Fromowitz.
Opposed.
Okay, Eric Goldberg. Did not arrive yet. Okay. Justin Goldberg. All right. Gloria Hage. Thank you. Rabia Iqbal.
In favor.
Okay, thank you. Paige Judge.
Favor.
Okay. Rupal Kakad is not here. John Keller.
In favor.
Okay, Kate Kennedy. Okay, Katie Landa.
In favor.
Okay, thank you. Sandra left off.
In favor.
Okay, Anton Malner is not here. Sandy McKee.
In favor.
Thank you. Alec Militek.
In favor.
Thank you. Rich Mintz.
In favor.
Thank you. Kevin O'Keefe.
In favor.
Thank you. Reshma Patel.
In favor.
Thank you. Stephen Perez. Okay. Will Parry.
In favor.
Thank you. Omar Qureshi.
In favor.
Thank you. Mariam Ralph.
In favor.
Thank you. Michael Ann Rowe is not here. Larry Shire.
In favor.
Thank you. Ann Seligman.
In favor.
Thank you. Sandro Sharad is not here, I think. Mubin Siddiqui.
In favor.
Thank you. Letty Simon is not here. Mark Thompson.
In favor.
Thank you. Gabe Turzo.
In favor.
Thank you. Kat Valero.
In favor.
Thank you. James Vera.
In favor.
Thank you. Jerry Weinstein.
In favor.
Thank you. Sarah Whittington.
Opposed.
Thank you. David Woods.
In favor.
Thank you. Shuya Zhao. All right. 33 people voting in favor, which leaves 6 voting opposed. This is added to the resolution. So now the resolution will indicate that that more affordable housing is the #1 capital request for this board, and all the other capital requests will just shift down 1 spot.
So now we can vote on the final resolution unless there are any other issues that people would like to discuss. Okay, please go ahead and mark your ballot. And Steve, did you have a report you wanted to make?
Just to remind all the committees we have to submit our updated needs statements also with the budget request. So if you would like to make any changes to your needs statement, please do so before the end of the month so that our office can submit the report. Thank you.
And yes, please take a look at that because there's some really outdated information. We talk about the pandemic. It's past.
The 1918 pandemic.
Yeah. Spanish flu, yeah. Okay. So next we have Business Affairs and Licensing, and Seligman, Vice Chair, is going to lead the discussion.
Back here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have, 7, 8, items on the agenda. Are there 8 resolutions? Does anybody have any questions, any suggestions? Perhaps to bundle? I think we can bundle, I think it's appropriate to bundle the ones that are DOT issues and ones that are the state liquor authority, if we can do those into kind of 2 trenches. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
So which ones are DOT?
So the first.
A, B, C, and D.
A, B, C, and D, yeah.
Okay.
Makes a move in the bundle.
Yep.
A second.
Okay, so please go ahead and mark your digital ballots for A, B, C, and D. All right, and we're.
And the last 4 are all pretty straightforward, not controversial. SLA alterations or a couple of new locations. So any questions or issues with any of those?
Okay, seeing
Get
none.
another motion?
The bundle,
Yeah.
I move the bundle.
Okay, please go ahead and vote on E through H. And you have a report.
No, since I am not the chair, I will waive the chair's report.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to Land Use and Waterfront, Gabe Turzo, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, we have a resolution to augment and make permanent installations of new pedestrian amenities, including seating and planters at 599 Lexington Avenue. That's the plaza at 53rd where the 6 E and M meet. It's lovely and I urge you to support it. Any questions?
Okay. Seeing no further questions, we will vote on 3A. Please go ahead and mark your ballot. Do you have a report?
Yes, I do. So I'm sad to say I lied to Brock last month. I said that the pinch point will be done by the end of the decade. DVC came to us, it will be done in Q3 of 2030, so we were close, but not quite. We're gonna have a presentation next month from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, maybe.
We're working on it.
We're working on it, to talk about the water supply and aquifer health. We're gonna continue the discussion on the faith-based affordable housing with answers to the questions raised last month, provided perhaps in writing from Senator Gonzalez's offices, or potentially we might have somebody from Assemblymember Boras's office. I communicated with them. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, transportation, Jason from Fromowitz Chair.
Thank you. So we have a resolution tonight on request for a truck loading zone in front of 509 3rd Avenue. It's at the corner of 34th Street and 3rd Avenue. We have a presentation from the management company and or owner of the space. And the space is currently vacant. Their retail space. They are attempting to they desire to lease the space to a grocery store. They have a fairly large basement space as a part of the space that they're looking at, and they think that'd be appropriate for a grocery store. They in their presentation to us, they shared that they were having difficulty leasing the space given the absence of a loading zone, and that they feel they would be able to more likely secure space for a grocery store, or secure a tenant for a grocery store if they had a loading zone in place. So we ultimately reached the conclusion that we felt it'd be appropriate to write a resolution, pass a resolution in favor of a loading zone being established in front of that storefront on the condition that the space is leased to a grocery store. And a couple other notes on the space. Right now, so it's about the length of maybe 2 cars tops. Currently, that space is a no parking or no standing, I believe. No standing from 7 AM to 7 PM. So the truck loading zone would apply in the evening hours. So the 7 PM to 7 AM in those 2 spaces would be become a truck loading zone. Also important to note that it wouldn't be exclusive to the landlord or to that store. It would be a truck loading zone that could theoretically be utilized by anyone, although it would in fact be in front of that storefront. Again, happy to take any questions.
Tanya was first here.
Jason, have they specifically said that there's a specific couple of supermarkets that have decided not to lease it because of the loading zone, or is this just theoretical?
They didn't really want to commit to like naming anyone specific, and they did. Basically, they were saying that they've been in touch with a lot of different tenants, and that's a prevailing concern from the grocery store tenants, that there's no loading zone and makes them hesitant to consider locating there. So I think we reached a reasonable compromise in supporting this under the condition that they're able to find a grocery store. Also, I should have added that the resolution makes the case that a grocery store is valuable to the community, provides access to fresh food and jobs, and that we believe it'd be valuable to have a grocery store in that space.
All right, thank you.
And then Kat.
Conditional on the grocery store, but regardless, was it discussed at the meeting, and apologies, I didn't watch the recording, about adaptation? Because that is a big corner lot. If there's trash or recycling, when you're talking about loading, just looking at the grocery store a couple of blocks down the street, Trader Joe's is a great example. There's just a lot of coming and going of, I'm using this in favor. They have a really good mechanism, whether the next tenant, whoever it is, was that discussed, because that's a very high populated, traffic oriented area, whether it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's also a high rise residence area, so I'm just curious, was that discussed at any length?
It wasn't, I think it's sort of out of the scope of our purview as transportation committee. But yeah, I appreciate the concern, but yeah, not something that we discussed during the committee, so.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, let's vote on resolution 4A.
And while you were voting, I have a brief report. I attended DOT's meeting with the Murray Neighborhood Association on 34th Street Busway. Thanks for DOT for putting that together. They did a nice job of responding and addressing concerns that were raised there. And on a similar note, DOT has announced that they either have or will be starting implementation of the 34th Street Busway. They expect that to be completed before the end of the fall. And they've also shared that they plan to begin installation of the bike lane on Third Avenue, the protected bike lane on Third Avenue, starting this month and ending this fall.
Great.
Yeah, what's your about, what do you mean by the end of the fall, like by November, December?
Yeah, hopefully November, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Okay. I don't think they can be specific.
Okay. All right, next, park landmarks and cultural affairs, Neil Barkley. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
They did come out with a statement today that said December, they expect it to be ended.
Hello? Good evening. Okay, we have one resolution this evening. All right, this is it's a resolution regarding certificate of appropriateness for LPC 2507749 for exterior signage at 126, 128 East 36th Street. LPC being a landmark preservation commission. And I think everyone's had a vote, right? Any questions or it's okay? So we can vote on.
Okay, yep, please go ahead and mark your ballot. And you can now hit submit once you have voted.
Okay, let's see, we discussed the park that will be placed where the former NYU parking lot was. Sandy already gave a pretty good description of that. Rabia Iqbal, she returned to the committee, she had a baby, and so she attended. The baby also attended, so.
We love babies.
Yeah. Very cute. Sleeping.
All the good news we can get.
Yeah, I know. And then one thing I would just say, I'm pretty much unfinished, but with Steve, with the email that Steve sent out over the summer, it was very detailed. It pointed out a lot of things that, we didn't even think about with different issues in the parks and budget requests, so I just wanted to recognize your work.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Jim has a question for you.
Yes.
I've noticed that Stuyvesant Park, which is supposed to be open from 6 a.m. on, is very often not open at 6 a.m. The gates are still closed. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. I'm
Okay.
usually up at 5 a.m. and walk by there between 6 and 6:30.
Okay, we can certainly let parks know, because on the other side, we're hearing that it's not closed, but now it's not open, so maybe sometime at night. Yeah, that's what some of the complaints are, it's not, but, yeah, we can certainly ask the parks department about that. Okay.
Okay, next we have Health and Environment, Gloria Hage, as Vice Chair.
Hello. A quick report to help Rupel. So Sandy Rupel, Jesus, and I toured Bellevue with Karen Moore, the chair of the Bellevue CAB, and Sage Robinson, the Public Affairs Department head, on September 12th. So Rupa will give more detailed about what happened in that meeting, but overall, it
Swag,
was really quite amazing.
swag from the meeting.
Swag. Swag. The commitment, the expertise, the innovative healthcare, and the dedication to serving all, including our community, the greater New York City community, and heads of state was incredibly impressive. I had no idea that they were the hospital for the General Assembly, but they are, and they have treated heads of state. So also just a couple things, they have 90 specialty clinics and they are the only level 1 trauma center and level 2 pediatric trauma center south of 68th Street. So working with them and supporting them and their ability to best serve our community is an important priority. Tomorrow night, great meeting, come. We will be, and we've heard about it today, the Be Heard. We're gonna have a presentation by a representative from the mayor's office on the Be Heard program, which is the Behavioral Health Emergency Assistance Response Division. And the program was launched in 2021, aims to have EMTs, paramedics from the New York City Fire Department and mental health professionals from the New York City Health and Hospitals respond to 9/11 mental health calls instead of the NYPD. And the program's aim is to treat mental health emergencies as a health emergency and not a public safety emergency. So we're gonna hear a lot about what's going on with that. Also tomorrow, we have a discussion about kratom, Kratom, which was brought to our attention by a concerned member of the community. It's a tropical evergreen plant native to Southeast Asia. And it has been used as herbal medicine for, historically, but in high doses, it's addictive. And basically, it's sold in stores in our community without any warnings about possible addiction. And as of now, kratom is legal in New York State, but New York State legislation currently has 10 bills related to it, so we're going to be talking about that as well. Thank you.
Great.
Sorry if that was too long.
Any questions? All right, let's move on to housing and homelessness. Alec Militic.
So we are not meeting this month because the normally scheduled meeting conflicts with Diwali, so we will be meeting in November. Last month, I sort of informally polled committee members for topics and issues that we'd like to discuss this fall and winter. So some of the issues that we showed a lot of interest in include homelessness, housing policy. We're gonna get some speakers to come and speak to the committee, trying to make a homeless organization come in November and maybe even some housing policy organizations come in December, January. So stay tuned. Thanks.
Okay. Question. I'm sorry, Brock.
Hey, so, we have a Midtown South rezoning. There's like, Fifth Avenue to Eighth Avenue. But it doesn't really include our area. We have quite a bit of office buildings and some of them could be converted. And I think just the first office building is now being converted into housing and like 120 studios or something like that. Have you taken up the issue of zoning, and conversion?
We haven't, that's more of a land use committee issue, but as I'm sure everybody's aware, housing and land use kind of go hand in hand. So I think this is probably something that maybe we can talk about in the future.
And actually, we do, as part of the ULURP, we have a study being done by city planning, and that's one of the issues of, how do we directly get affordable housing in our district? And looking at spaces that they've asked us to propose spaces that could be utilized.
But I also don't think the geography of that rezoning includes any portion of our community.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, youth and education, Katie Landau.
We haven't, the Youth and Education Committee hasn't met yet this year. Our first meeting is going to be this month on the 28th. And we'll be talking about the issues that we want to deal with this year.
Any questions for Katie? Okay, public safety and sanitation, Stu Desser.
Sorry, I got a real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jim,
I saw a statistic that scared me to death. It said that one of the national educational outfits, the statistics, said that in New York City, fourth graders, only 19% were reading at grade level. 19%. That may be something you may want to look into. I'll dig up the article and send it to you if you want. I'll send it through the office. But please, I don't know if they need to get back up on it or what, but it's horrible. You can't go teach a kid
Yeah,
if he can't read.
yeah, I know the schools have been asked to implement a new, reading teaching program, and I did talk to one principal about it, who said she asked the teachers to have the students on their desk, but not to use it because she feels it's so bad. So I think there are real problems with that. But thank you, I'd like to see that.
okay, Stu.
We're gonna be talking about, some legislation proposed in Albany that would expand the court's opportunity to send people who are arrested to treatment as opposed to Rikers. The premise basically being that if somebody's, in distress, when they go into Rikers, they're not gonna come out of it better. Treatment tends to reduce recidivism. So we're looking at that legislation and surrounding issues.
Okay. Our elections committee, Miriam Ruff.
Hi, everyone. The CB6 Elections Committee met electronically on September 26, 2025 by way of Zoom. Nominations were received and the chair of the Elections Committee communicated with all candidates confirming their desire to hold office. The meeting was held in accordance with Article 3, Sections A and B of the CB6 bylaws. The Elections Committee reports the following nominees: Chair, Sandy McKee; First Vice Chair, John Keller; Second Vice Chair, Justin Goldberg; Treasurer, Tanya Arias; Assistant Treasurer, no one yet; Secretary, Jerry Weinstein; and Assistant Secretary, no one yet. At the school board meeting, members of the board may offer additional nominees from the floor, including themselves, but not including members of the Elections Committee. And that Elections Committee is me, Maya, and Omer. All nominees from the floor must confirm their acceptance of the nomination in person or immediately in writing. No nominations will be accepted after this opportunity given right now. The election will take place at the November full board meeting. Yes, Kat?
I would like to self-nominate myself for assistant treasurer.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I have one question. If elected, are you able to assume the role and responsibilities of the office you're running for?
Yes.
Great. Anyone else? Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, is there any old or new business? All right, seeing none, Justin will now conduct the second roll call.
Members, I will now call on you for the second roll call. If you've not submitted your ballot, please do so now. If you are unable to use the digital ballot, CB6 staff will ask you for your vote on each of tonight's resolutions. Tanya Arias.
Present.
Kyle Tide.
Not here.
Neil Barclay. Marty Barrett. LV Barroso. Daniel Bernstein.
Present.
Liz Burr. Jim Collins.
Here.
Stuart Dessert.
Here.
Beatrice Disman,
Present.
Maya Donahue,
Not here,
Robert Fairfan,
not here.
Barack Friedman,
Present.
Jason Fromowitz, Eric Goldberg,
Not here.
Justin Goldberg, here. Gloria Hage, Rabia Iqbal,
Present.
Paige Judge,
Present.
RuPaul Kakad,
Not here.
John Keller,
Here, present.
Kate Kennedy,
Present.
Katie Lambda,
Present.
Sandra Leftoff,
Present.
Anton Malner,
Not here.
Sandra McKee,
Present.
Alec Militic,
Present.
Richard Mintz,
Present.
Kevin O'Keefe, Reshma Patel, Stephen Perez, Will Perry, Omar Qureshi,
Present.
Miriam Ralph, Michael Enroe,
Absent.
Lawrence Shire,
Present.
Anne Seligman. Present. Sandra Sharaf,
Not here.
Mubin Siddiqui, Letty Simon,
Not here. Excuse.
Mark Thompson,
Here.
Gabriel Turzo, Pat Valero,
Here.
James Vero, Jerry Weinstein,
Present.
Sarah Whittington,
Present.
David Woods,
Here. Present, sorry.
Shuya Zhao.
All right, let's quickly go through the results. The budget resolution on the budget requests passed, 38 in favor, 1 abstention. All of the bulk resolutions passed unanimously or nearly. You can read the precise details in next month's minutes. The land use resolution passed unanimously, 39 in favor. Transportation reso passed 34 in favor, 3 opposed, 2 abstentions. And the parks resolution passed 38 in favor, 1 abstention. Back to you, Sandy.
Okay, if there are no objections, we will adjourn the meeting. Seeing no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 8:35.
I didn't.